Have you ever felt like your life was stuck in a loop? Like no matter how hard you try, things just don't seem to get better? I've been there too. But the amazing thing is, your life can start to change in as little as 3 days. It's not magic, and it's not some quick fix. It's about adopting habits inspired by Stoic philosophy. Habits that have personally changed my life, and I'm going to share them with you today. The first habit I want to talk about is focusing on what you can control and letting go of what you can't. This sounds simple, but believe me, it's one of the hardest lessons I had to learn. Back when I was younger, I used to worry about everything, whether people liked me, if I was doing well enough at work, or what would happen tomorrow. The stress was overwhelming. One day, I remember getting upset because someone made a rude comment about something I worked hard on. I stewed on it for days. My mood was ruined and I couldn't concentrate on anything else. Then I came across a concept from Stoic philosophy that changed everything. You cannot control others or external events, but you can control how you respond. The Stoics, like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, taught that life is full of things we have no control over. The weather, what people think of us, even the outcomes of our efforts, these are all outside our control. But what we can control is our attitude, our thoughts, and our actions. So instead of focusing on what we can't change, we need to focus on our inner response to life. I started practicing this habit, and it was like a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. I stopped worrying so much about what others thought of me. I stopped stressing over things that were beyond my control, like the traffic or someone else's bad mood. Instead, I focused on how I was going to react. This change didn't take months. It took one day for me to realize the power of this idea. The key here is this. Next time something happens that bothers you, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If it's not, let it go. Trust me, it will save you so much emotional energy. You'll start noticing that your mind feels clearer and lighter, and this sets the foundation for deeper changes. The next habit that will change your life is gratitude. I know what you're thinking. I've heard this 1,000,000 times. But here's the thing. Practicing gratitude in the Stoic way is different. The Stoics didn't just say be thankful because it sounds nice. They taught gratitude as a daily practice that shifts your entire mindset. There was a time in my life when I wasn't happy with where I was. I had a decent job, a supportive family, and good friends. But I always felt like something was missing. I wanted more success, more recognition, more excitement. And because I was so focused on what I didn't have, I failed to appreciate all the good things in my life. Then I stumbled upon the Stoic practice of negative visualization. This is where you imagine losing the things you already have. Instead of constantly thinking about what's missing, you think about how different life would be if you lost what you take for granted. Your health, your relationships, your ability to walk, your home. I started doing this, and let me tell you, it was a wake-up call. I began to realize how lucky I was to have what I had. I had been so caught up in chasing more that I forgot how blessed I already was. This shift in perspective made me more present, more content, and surprisingly more motivated. I wasn't motivated by lack anymore, but by appreciation. Here's a tip. Before you go to bed tonight, think about 3 things you're grateful for. But don't just list them. Really think about what your life would be like without them. It could be something as simple as your morning cup of coffee, or as big as your family. This habit will help you start each day with a sense of fulfillment rather than dissatisfaction. Now, the third habit is the one that really pushes you out of your comfort zone, and it's the one that made the biggest impact on me. It's about learning to embrace discomfort and using it to build mental toughness. The Stoics were big believers in this. They taught that to live a good life, we need to practice enduring discomfort because it strengthens us. Let me share a story. A few years ago, I was in a situation where everything felt like it was falling apart. My job was stressful, my health wasn't great, and I was feeling overwhelmed by everything going on. I wanted to escape, to make things easier for myself, but instead, I decided to lean into the discomfort. Inspired by the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort, I started doing small things to train my mind to handle tough situations. I'd take cold showers, skip a meal, or push myself harder during workouts. These were small acts, but they helped me realize that I could handle more discomfort than I thought. Why does this work? Because every time you face discomfort on purpose, you build resilience. You remind yourself that you can endure hard things, and that gives you confidence when real challenges come your way. The Stoics believed that by training ourselves to endure discomfort, we would be less shaken by the bigger trials of life. So, next time you're faced with something uncomfortable, whether it's a tough conversation, a challenging task, or a physical challenge, lean into it. Don't run away. That's where growth happens. After practicing these 3 habits for just a few days, you'll start to notice a shift. But there's one more habit I want to share, and it ties everything together. Living according to your values. The Stoics believed that a good life is one where your actions align with your values. For a long time, I was trying to live up to other people's expectations. I did what I thought would make others happy, or what society said was success. But deep down, I wasn't being true to myself. This disconnect caused a lot of inner conflict and dissatisfaction. Then I started asking myself, what do I truly value? For me, it was integrity, kindness, and growth. And once I knew my values, I started making decisions based on them. I stopped saying yes to things that didn't align with who I was. I stopped chasing things that didn't matter to me. The Stoics teach that when you live in line with your values, you find true peace. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to others because you're living for what matters to you. This habit might take longer than 3 days to fully integrate, but you can start by identifying your values today. Ask yourself what's most important to you and begin making choices that reflect that. Now, I know what you might be thinking. 3 days seems too short to make any real change. But here's the thing. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It happens in small, consistent steps. These habits aren't about making some dramatic shift all at once. They're about laying the foundation for lasting change. In just 3 days, you'll begin to notice that you're less stressed, more focused, and more in control of your emotions. You'll feel lighter because you're not wasting energy on things you can't control. You'll wake up feeling more grateful for the life you have, rather than constantly chasing more. And when challenges come your way, You'll face them with a new sense of strength and resilience. But the real magic happens when you keep going. After 3 days, turn them into a week, then a month, then a year. As you continue practicing these habits, you'll look back and realize how much your life has transformed. I wish I had known these Stoic habits sooner in life. They would have saved me a lot of stress and wasted energy. But I'm grateful I found them when I did, and now I want to share them with you. If you start practicing these habits today, I can promise you this: your life will change. Maybe not all at once, but the shift will be undeniable. So are you ready to take control of your life? To focus on what you can control, practice gratitude, embrace discomfort, and live according to your values? If so, I challenge you to commit to just 3 days. Start small, but stay consistent. Your future self will thank you.